Welcome back, seekers of wisdom. Today, we're stepping into a space of revelation, one that might just reshape how you approach your goals, your efforts, and even your definition of success. Let me ask you this. Have you ever found yourself running tirelessly toward a dream, only to feel it slipping further away the harder you try? If so, you're not alone, and more importantly, you're not wrong to feel that way. In fact, the ancient Stoics, those masters of inner balance and clarity, saw something profound in that struggle. While the modern world tells us to hustle harder, chase faster, and push relentlessly, the Stoics offered a quieter, almost paradoxical wisdom. Let go. Yes, let go. Now, that doesn't mean abandoning your dreams. Imagine a child chasing a butterfly through a sunny meadow. The more frantically they run, the more elusive the butterfly becomes. But the moment they pause, take a breath, and simply enjoy the beauty around them, something magical happens. The butterfly gently lands on their shoulder. That's the art of detachment. It's a shift, from chasing with desperation to moving with trust, from controlling outcomes to flowing with life. And it doesn't weaken you. In fact, it's where true strength lies. This isn't surrender in the traditional sense. It's surrender to the wisdom of the universe, to the timing and unfolding that is beyond our grasp yet always at work. So buckle up, because we're about to explore this forgotten art that blends action with acceptance. It's time to expand your horizons, challenge what you've been told about success, and uncover how letting go can actually attract what you've long been searching for: abundance, peace, joy, and purpose. And if this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow seekers, and subscribe to our channel for more journeys into philosophy, self-mastery, and the art of living wisely. Let's begin with Lesson 1. Do your best, and then let go. It sounds simple, but it holds a lifetime of transformation. The Stoics taught us not to sit back and wait for life to hand us what we want. On the contrary, they believed in relentless effort, but they also warned against becoming emotionally entangled in outcomes. That's where suffering begins. Picture this lesson as a dance, a delicate rhythm between striving and surrendering, between giving your best and knowing when to release. Epictetus, a Stoic who lived through slavery and hardship, once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." But this wisdom isn't just about words. It extends to how we act, how we listen to life, and how we recognize the signs rather than forcing our will onto the world. Take something as ordinary as applying for a job. You do everything right. Write a flawless resume, nail the interview, maybe even visualize yourself at that desk. And then, you wait. That waiting becomes a breeding ground for anxiety, overthinking, and attachment. But here's the Stoic way. Send a thank you note, say a quiet prayer, and release it. Trust that the opportunity meant for you will arrive, whether it's this job or a better one waiting just around the corner. The same applies to everything from romantic relationships to artistic projects. Pour your heart into what you love, but don't bind yourself to the outcome. Give it your all, then breathe, and trust, because something beautiful happens when we stop gripping so tightly. Life responds. The universe opens up. You begin to notice things you hadn't seen before. Unexpected opportunities, moments of synchronicity, creative breakthroughs that emerge not from force, but from stillness. Michael Singer, a modern spiritual teacher, put it simply: the moment you stop trying to control everything, you can finally appreciate everything. And when you do that, when you surrender, you begin to live with a quiet kind of peace, joy, and abundance that no frantic effort could ever buy. But of course, all of this sounds easier said than done. So how do we build this detachment muscle? How do we actually let go? Let's walk through a few simple, Practical ways to embody detachment in your daily life. First, focus on the process. Stop obsessing over the finish line and start cherishing each step along the way. Second, practice radical acceptance. Understand that some things are out of your hands, and that's okay. Third, trust not in the outcome you imagined, but in the possibility that something even better may unfold. Fourth, cultivate gratitude, not someday, but now, in this moment, for what you already have. Gratitude dissolves the sense of lack and reconnects you with abundance. Now that we've explored the power of letting go, in the next lesson, we'll dive even deeper into how you can attract what you want. Not by chasing it, but by becoming it. Lesson 2. Attract what you want, the Stoic law of attraction. Alright, my fellow manifestors, let's step into a space where ancient wisdom meets modern insight. We're about to uncover a principle that may feel a little magical, but is deeply rooted in both philosophy and science. It's not about wishful thinking. It's about becoming the kind of person that what you desire naturally flows toward. Here's the idea. Don't wait for your desires. Become them. At the core of this teaching lies a timeless truth. The energy you radiate is the energy you attract. If you want something, whether it's a dream job, a meaningful relationship, or inner peace, you don't just think about it. You feel it. You live as if it's already yours. You let that vibration infuse your presence. And even though the law of attraction might not appear word for word in ancient Stoic texts, it aligns beautifully with a key Stoic belief: living in harmony with nature. The Stoics viewed the universe as a vast, intelligent system, rational, orderly, and purposeful. When our thoughts and actions align with that natural order, life begins to feel less like a struggle, and more like a current that carries us where we need to go. Now think of this. Our thoughts, our emotions, they're not just internal noise. They are vibrations, subtle energies that influence the environment around us. When we cultivate positive, intentional energy, we become like tuning forks, resonating with the very outcomes we long for. Need a real-world example? Picture yourself applying for your dream job. Sure, update your resume, attend the networking events, but don't stop there. Go deeper. Feel as if you already have that role. Picture yourself walking into your ideal office space. Imagine the satisfaction, the purpose, the confidence that flows through you in that job. The more vividly you feel it, the more your reality begins to mirror it. And it's not just jobs. It's love, too. If you're longing for a deep, authentic connection with a partner, don't just swipe endlessly or wait by the phone. Instead, embody the energy of someone who is already loved. Feel the warmth of connection, the safety of emotional intimacy, the joy of being seen. When your heart beats with that frequency, it becomes a beacon, and the right person will feel drawn to it. Behind this, there's more than just hopeful emotion. There's science. Quantum physics tells us that everything in the universe, including us, is energy, vibrating at different frequencies. Even our thoughts and emotions carry these frequencies. So when we focus on gratitude, joy, and belief, we actually raise our vibration. That higher frequency begins attracting experiences that match it, naturally and without force. The Stoics, too, believed in order and harmony. They taught that when our desires align with the natural flow of life, not in resistance, but in surrender, we tap into something far greater than willpower. We enter a current that gently, but powerfully, moves us forward. Even modern icons echo this truth. Oprah Winfrey famously said, "You don't become what you want, you become what you believe." That belief, that deep inner conviction, acts like a magnet. It doesn't beg the universe, it calls it. So how can you begin to shift from chasing to attracting? Here are a few simple, practical tips to help you build your attraction power. 1. Clarity. Get deeply honest about what you truly want. What does your ideal life look like? What values does it reflect? 2. Visualization. See it in your mind's eye. Make it vivid. Feel the emotions of that reality now, not later. 3. Affirmations. Speak your truth. Repeat affirming beliefs daily with confidence and presence. 4. Gratitude. Focus on what's already good in your life. This rewires your brain and shifts your energy toward abundance. 5. Inspired action. Move with intention. When your steps are aligned with your desire, even small actions ripple powerfully. 6. Let go. Don't obsess over how or when things arrive. Release rigid expectations and trust in the divine rhythm of life. 7. Embrace the journey. Celebrate every step, no matter how small. Learn from the detours. Savor the process. So, remember, attracting what you want isn't about forcing the universe to comply with your will. It's about shifting your own state of being so that what you want becomes the most natural next. Step in your journey, let go of the endless chase, and open your arms to receive, because once you do, life responds in the most unexpected and beautiful ways. Now, as we continue walking this path together, it's time to explore a deeper truth. What if even the hardest moments in life, the obstacles, the losses, the detours, were not setbacks, but secret stepping stones? Previously, we explored how aligning with your desires and living in tune with the universe's flow can turn attraction into something effortless. But what happens when life doesn't flow the way we hoped? What if, instead of a breakthrough, we face a breakdown? That's when Lesson 3 reveals its quiet power. You will be uplifted at every turn, embracing the Stoic path of alignment. This lesson isn't about blind optimism. It's not about pretending everything's okay when it's not. It's about seeing the storm, and knowing that the wind might just be carrying you somewhere better. You see, the Stoics had a saying, the obstacle becomes the way. Simple, profound, life-changing. It means that every challenge, every setback, every unexpected turn can become the very thing that propels us forward. If we let it, let's make it real. Imagine you've just lost your job. The shock hits hard. There's fear, disappointment, maybe even anger. And in that moment, it's easy to feel like the universe has turned its back on you. But pause. Take a breath. What if this moment, painful as it feels, is actually a gateway? What if it's life making space for a new chapter? One where you pursue a career that truly excites you, or where you finally launch that business you've been dreaming about for years. Or maybe it's not your job. It's your heart, a breakup that leaves you shattered, a friendship that fades. Instead of falling into despair, the Stoic lens invites you to look deeper. What have you learned about yourself? What are your true needs in love, in connection, in companionship? Even a health scare, while terrifying, can become a powerful motivator to prioritize your body, your mind, your spirit, to wake up. This mindset, this ability to turn adversity into advantage, is what author and modern Stoic Ryan Holiday calls the obstacle is the way. It's the reminder that inside every difficulty lies a seed of transformation, waiting for your hands to plant and grow it. And science supports this too. Quantum physics tells us we are energy, vibrating, dynamic, evolving. Our thoughts and emotions aren't just ideas. They're frequencies. When we shift those frequencies toward gratitude, belief, and resilience, we begin to attract new experiences that reflect that elevated state. Dr. Bruce Lipton, a renowned stem cell biologist, explains that the very moment you change your perception, you begin to change your biology. By simply viewing the world through a different lens, we start rewriting not only our mindset, but our chemistry, our behavior, our entire reality. So how do we cultivate this kind of upliftment? The ability to rise, even when the world feels heavy? Here are a few timeless, Stoic-inspired tools. 1. Reframe the challenge. Instead of seeing an obstacle as a block, ask, what is this teaching me? Where might this be pointing me next? 2. Practice gratitude. Even in tough times, there's always something to be thankful for. A kind word, a warm meal, a lesson learned. Gratitude shifts your state and opens new doors. 3. Trust the universe. You don't have to understand everything now. Sometimes, hindsight reveals that what seemed like a detour was actually divine direction. 4. Embrace change. Don't resist the unknown. Step into it. Change can be chaotic, but it's also the birthplace of possibility. 5. Build resilience. Like a tree that bends in the wind, your strength comes not from never falling, but from always rising again, stronger. 6. Connect with your purpose. When your actions reflect your values, your life begins to feel meaningful, no matter what challenges arise. Let's be clear, being uplifted at every turn doesn't mean denying pain. It doesn't mean forcing a smile through tears. It means choosing to see the greater purpose within every situation, trusting the process, and walking the path with presence and courage. Because when you align with that deeper flow, when you trust, reframe, and rise, the universe responds in kind. You begin to realize, life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And that insight brings us to our next lesson, one that digs even deeper into the motivations behind our journey. Where do your desires come from? Let's take a thoughtful step inward and explore the roots of what we truly seek. In our last reflection, we began to see that even our hardest moments can uplift us, guiding us back into alignment with something greater. But here's a deeper question, one that quietly shapes every step we take. Where do our desires come from? Are they whispers from the soul, or echoes from the world around us? Lesson 4. A Stoic exploration of inner yearnings. Desire. Such a small word, yet it governs so much of our lives. We desire connection, success, health, meaning. But have you ever paused and truly asked yourself, why do I want what I want? Where does this longing begin? The Stoics believe that our desires are not the problem. It's our relationship with them that determines whether they lead us to fulfillment or frustration. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that the obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. And in a similar spirit, the Stoics viewed desire not as something to suppress, but as fuel, powerful, driving energy that must be mindfully channeled. So where do our desires actually originate? Is it nature, our biology, the instincts passed down from our ancestors for survival, reproduction, and pleasure? Or is it nurture, shaped by the culture we live in, the families we grow up in, the media we consume? This debate, nature versus nurture, has echoed through the halls of both philosophy and science for centuries. And truthfully, there's evidence on both sides. Some of our cravings are hardwired, the need to feel safe, loved, or accepted. Others are learned, like the desire to own the newest gadget or to have the perfect body society keeps advertising. But there's also a third layer, something more mysterious, more ancient. A growing number of thinkers, including the Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, believed our desires might stem from something deeper than biology or conditioning. Jung called it the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of symbols and archetypes that shape our thoughts, dreams, and longings on a spiritual level. So what does this mean in real life? Desires come in all forms. Some are surface level, like a craving for new clothes or a fancy car. Others feel profound, the desire for a purposeful career, a true soulmate, financial security, radiant health, or even spiritual awakening. The key, according to the Stoics, is discernment. We must learn to listen, not just to what we want, but why we want it. Ask yourself, where is this desire coming from? Is it aligned with who I truly am? Or is it based on someone else's definition of success? Will this bring me lasting peace, or just temporary excitement? When we understand the root of our desires, we gain the power to choose which ones to pursue, and which ones to release. For the Stoics, this discernment came down to one word: virtue. A good life, they believed, is one where our desires are aligned with reason, with nature, and with the common good. That doesn't mean denying our humanity or rejecting our dreams. It means guiding our desires like a skilled sailor guides their ship. Not drifting aimlessly, not chasing storms, but steering with purpose. So how do we navigate this intricate inner world of longing and yearning? Here are a few timeless practices. Your compass for navigating desire with clarity and depth. 1. Self-reflection. Set aside quiet time. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? What lights me up from within? What leaves me feeling empty? 2. Examine your values. Clarify what really matters to you. Are your desires aligned with your principles, or do they contradict them? 3. Challenge your assumptions. Are your goals realistic? Are they your own, or inherited from family, media, or peers? 4. Practice mindfulness. Notice the thoughts and emotions that arise when a desire surfaces. Is this helpful or harmful? 5. Seek wisdom. Read the words of the Stoics. Reflect on great thinkers. Ask trusted mentors. Let your desires be shaped by truth, not impulse. At the heart of it, remember this: your desires are not your master. They are your guide, and when guided by wisdom and virtue, they can lead you to a life that is both meaningful and deeply fulfilling. Now that we've explored the source and structure of desire, it's time to unlock one of the most transformative powers we all possess. One that bridges the inner and outer world in a magical way. Let's journey into Lesson 5, Live Within Your Imagination, the Stoic Art of Creative Manifestation. The Stoics knew something timeless, something that science is only now beginning to validate. Our minds can shape the world we live in. But how? By recognizing that imagination isn't just fantasy. It's a creative force. It's a sacred space within, where thoughts can become blueprints, and dreams can begin to breathe. Think of your imagination as a mental laboratory, a place where you can test ideas, explore new futures, and visualize different paths before ever taking the first step. Let's say you want to start a business. Instead of just drafting a plan and crunching numbers, close your eyes and truly see it. Visualize yourself confidently running your company, engaging with joyful clients, and reaching the goals you once only dreamed about. Feel the pride, the purpose, the momentum. This isn't just wishful daydreaming. It's subconscious programming, and it's powerful. Oprah Winfrey, who rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most influential voices in the world, is a living testament to this principle. She once said, "Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life, because you become what you believe." She didn't just dream, she embodied those dreams until they became reality. And now, modern science is catching up to this ancient wisdom. Thanks to neuroplasticity, we now know that the brain is not static. It continuously rewires itself, forming new neural connections based on our repeated thoughts and imagined experiences. In other words, when you consistently visualize success, fulfillment, or peace, you are quite literally reshaping your brain to recognize and receive those outcomes. But it goes even deeper. Quantum physics suggests that our intentions influence the quantum field, the energetic matrix that underlies everything in the universe. Our focused thoughts and emotions ripple into this field, subtly aligning it with the reality we're imagining. In this way, imagination becomes more than a personal experience. It becomes a way to collaborate with the universe itself. So, how do we train this creative power? How do we strengthen the muscle of imaginative manifestation? Here are some gentle but effective practices. 1. Set time for visualization. Each day, dedicate a few quiet minutes to vividly imagining your desired future. Engage all your senses. Make it real in your mind. 2. Create a vision board. Collect images, words, or symbols that reflect your dreams. Let it be a visual compass, a reminder of what you're moving toward. 3. Write your life script. Describe, in detail, what your ideal day, week, or year would look like. Write it like it's already happening. This creates emotional resonance. 4. Affirm what you want. Speak your desires aloud. Use affirmations that reinforce your belief in your ability to shape your life. Repetition builds certainty. 5. Act as if. Walk through life as if your dreams are already unfolding. This isn't pretending. It's aligning. It's stepping into the vibration of your future self. Remember, imagination isn't just a place to escape to. It's a place to create from. By using it with clarity, emotion, and consistency, you begin to shape a life that feels not only extraordinary, but authentic to who you truly are. So go ahead, let yourself dream boldly. Create not just from logic, but from vision, because within you is the creative force to manifest a life more beautiful than you've dared to imagine. And now, let's go deeper. You've visualized your dream, but how do you let go of fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs that block your path? In the next lesson, we'll explore how to find peace, release control, and trust in the divine flow that carries all things to their perfect place. Lesson 6. Be happy. Your wish is on its way. The Stoic approach to joyful manifestation. Hello again, dear joy seekers. In this final lesson, we turn to a force often overlooked, but always within reach, the power of happiness as a vehicle for manifestation. Now, don't misunderstand. This isn't about fake smiles or denying your struggles. This isn't about ignoring pain or pretending life is always easy. No, this is about cultivating a deep, grounded sense of joy, one that isn't dependent on circumstances, but flows from within. It's about trusting, even in quiet moments, that the universe is moving in your favor, and that your desires are already finding their way to you. The Stoics, so often misunderstood as cold or emotionless, actually placed great value on joy, not the fleeting thrill of external pleasures, but the lasting happiness that arises when we live in harmony with virtue, clarity, and truth. Seneca once wrote that true happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. In other words, we don't need to wait for everything to be perfect to feel joy. We can choose it, right here, right now. And this choice, it changes everything, because when you choose to be joyful, even amidst uncertainty, you shift your energy, and that shift doesn't just lift your mood, it lifts your life. Joy becomes not just a reward, but a magnet, a signal to the universe that you are ready, open, and aligned. Joy lives in the everyday moments. The warmth of morning sunlight on your skin, the sound of a loved one's laughter, the quiet pride after completing something difficult, the first bite of your favorite meal after a long day. It's in these simple, sacred experiences that we reconnect with life's abundance. Even the Dalai Lama reminds us that happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. It's something we build, deliberately, daily, through what we choose to notice, to nurture, and to believe, and science backs this up. Research in positive psychology shows that happiness isn't the result of success. It's actually the foundation of it. Sean Aker, author of The Happiness Advantage, explains that when we cultivate joy, we become more creative, more resilient, more focused, and more likely to succeed in every area of life. So how can you begin to build a joyful mindset and attract more of what you desire? Here are a few timeless practices to begin with. 1. Gratitude. Start each day by naming 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be grand, just genuine. Gratitude opens the heart. 2. Be present. Notice when your mind drifts to worry or regret. Gently bring it back to now. There is beauty here, if we're willing to see it. 3. Do what you love. Make space for the things that light you up. Music, nature, laughter, creativity. These aren't luxuries. They are nourishment. 4. Choose your circle. Surround yourself with those who uplift you. Energy is contagious. Let joy be the common language in your community. 5. Practice self-care. Your well-being matters. Move your body. Eat with intention. Rest deeply. Breathe consciously. 6. Believe in your dreams. Keep your vision close. Nurture it with faith. Don't wait until it manifests to feel joy. Let your joy call it in. 7. Celebrate small wins. Every step forward, no matter how small, deserves recognition. You are always becoming. In the end, joy is not a destination. It's the way. It's the soft but steady light that guides you toward everything your heart longs for. So, dear friend, release the worry. Smile more often. Breathe a little deeper. Because your wish, it's already on its way. A final reflection. In this journey, we've explored the liberating art of letting go, the magnetism of aligned energy, the roots of desire, the creative fire of imagination, the serenity of surrender, and now, the lightness of joy. Let go of the chase. Let go of fear. Let go of the need to control. Because the truth is, you are not separate from the abundance, love, and peace you seek. They are already within you, waiting for your alignment to bring them forth. So be kind to yourself. Be still when you need to be. Keep walking when your heart says yes. And above all, trust, because what is meant for you will find you. Thank you for walking this path with me. May your journey be filled with clarity, grace, and effortless manifestation. Until we meet again, keep shining your light, and remember, what belongs to you will simply find you.